Every hospital has a floor people avoid, not because it's haunted, not because it's dangerous, but because no one admits it exists. At St. Kettering Medical Center, that floor is labeled simply as a dash on the elevator panel. No number, no letter, just a thin metal plate where a button should be. I noticed it during my third week working nights. Graveyard shifts make you pay attention to things daylight hides. The other nurses avoided that button with an unspoken precision, their hands hovering, then sliding past it, as if touching it might leave a mark. When I asked about it, they laughed too quickly, saying it was just old wiring, that it didn't go anywhere. But I'd seen the elevator stop there. Doors opening, no chime, just a silence. One night, at 2:13 a.m., I was assigned to transport a patient, Mrs. Calder, from radiology to the ICU. The halls were empty, the lights buzzing faintly overhead. She was unconscious, her chart clipped to the gurney. Diagnosis: idiopathic organ failure. Cause: unknown. As we entered the elevator, my hand slipped. I didn't press a button. The elevator did it for me. The unlabeled plate lit up. The doors closed. At first, nothing felt wrong. Then the numbers began to change. 3, 2, 1. Then nothing. The display went blank. The air grew colder. To clean. The elevator stopped without a sound. The doors opened. The hallway beyond looked like a hospital corridor, but everything was unfinished. Paint peeled in long strips. Signage was scratched away, leaving pale outlines. Room numbers were gouged out, replaced with dark scars in the walls. The smell hit me then. Not antiseptic. Decay. The gurney rolled forward on its own. I tried to pull it back, but it wouldn't move. The doors closed behind me. I checked the patient, Mrs. Calder's eyes were open. She hadn't regained consciousness. She was just staring down the hall, tears streaming silently into her ears. I followed her gaze. At the far end of the corridor, a nurse stood facing the wall. Her uniform was decades out of date, starched white, with a blood stain at the hem. Her back rose and fell slowly, as if she were breathing. I called out. She turned. Her face was wrong. Her features were blurred, like someone had tried to erase them and failed. Her mouth opened to wide. A raspy voice whispered, admitting. The lights flickered. Doors along the hallway began to open. Inside the rooms, patients lay in beds, restrained, charts hanging at the foot of each frame. Every chart had the same status stamped in red, transferred, but none of them had for lines. No monitors. They weren't being treated. They were being stored. Mrs. Calder began to convulse. Her chart slid off the gurney. I picked it up. Her name was scratched out, replaced with a number. Room a dash. The same dash as the elevator button. I ran. The hallway stretched on and on, the exit sign flickering but never getting closer. Behind me, wheels squeaked. The gurney was following. The nurse's voice echoed through the hall. Overlapping whispers of capacity exceeded. Overflow. Unrecoverable. I burst into a stairwell, the door slamming shut behind me. The stairwell spiraled downward endlessly. No numbers, no landings. Each door labeled with the same dash. I tried one. It opened into another ward. More beds. More patients. Some looked freshly admitted. Some looked ancient. A man grabbed my wrist, his skin paper thin. He whispered. They said we were lost. I pulled free and kept running. At last, I saw light. An exit. I burst through and collapsed. I woke up on a stretcher. Day shift nurses stood over me. They said I'd been found unconscious in the elevator and alone. There was no patient, no record of Mrs. Calder. Her room was empty. Her chart never existed. Administration called it exhaustion, hallucination. They told me the hospital has only 12 floors. When I asked about the unlabeled button, maintenance showed me the panel. No douche, no plate, just smooth metal. But weeks later, during another night shift, I heard it. The elevator stopping between floors. No chime, just silence. And through the narrow gap in the doors, I saw a hallway. Waiting. They don't call it a haunted floor. They call it overflow. Because some patients never leave. They're just removed from the map. Subscribe for more.